Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zul Ikom Zulkifli. I am a final year student of the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Technology. In this video, I would like to present about my final year project entitled A Review on Removal of Heavy Metal from Wastewater using Apomia aquatica and Centella acetica, which was supervised by Mr. Muhammad Nizam bin Yusof. This project was divided into 5 chapters. They are Introduction, Water Pollution, Phytoremediation, Centella acetica and Apomia aquatica in wastewater treatment, and lastly, conclusion and recommendation. Firstly, about the chapter 1, I would like to talk about the background of the study. The heavy metals are naturally present in the earth crust abundantly, but how do they get released to the environment? The natural and anthropogenic causes are the common ways that heavy metals can be released to the atmosphere. Move on to the problem statement. The anthropogenic causes such as mining, lighting, and smelting are activities that can lead to the releasing of heavy metals from earth crust to the environment. The conventional method nowadays such as treatment of water in water plants are costly and not practical, especially in the industrial sector. Move on to the next part. For significance of study, phytoremediation are better than chemical treatment and conventional because it is safer and cheaper. Phytoremediation can be used as an alternative method other than chemical treatment to remove the heavy metal pollution, especially in industrial sector. The objective of conducting this study is to discuss the application of phytoremediation in the treatment of polluted water, summarize the use of Indian polywood, Centella acetica or pegaga, common name in Malay, and swamp cabbage, Apomia aquatica or kangkung, common name in Malay, and to evaluate the effectiveness of Centella acetica and Apomia aquatica in removing heavy metals from wastewater. Move on to the next chapter, water pollution. According to the father, etc. all on year 2020, water pollution is actually the contamination of water from the foreign matter by the surrounding that will deteriorate the quality of the water. According to Khatri, etc. all on year 2015, water quality can be interrupted by both natural and anthropogenic causes. Meanwhile, on the study conducted by Ionis on 2018, natural processes such as the leaching of organic matter and nutrients from soil, hydrological factors that cause runoff, and biological activities within the aquatic environment cause changes in the physical and chemical composition of water. Meanwhile, for the study conducted by Liu etc. all in 2015, agricultural water pollution is mostly produced by the common compounds which are phosphorus and nitrogen, can be found abundantly in fertilizer used by farmers. Move on to chapter 3, which are phytoremediation. These are the study conducted by those researchers. Study by Grobelak on year 2016 said that certain plants show the ability to remove, transfer, and stabilize any pollutants or unwanted substances present in the soil, air, or water, and these plants are known as phytoremediation plants. According to Harold and Vinage on year 2015, phytoremediation is a process used by green plants to eliminate the pollutants from the environment and convert them into harmless substances. Meanwhile, study by Ifon, etc. all on year 2019 said that generally plants use several mechanisms to clean up pollutants from the environment, which are phytoextraction, rhizofiltration, phytostabilization, phytodegradation, and phytovolatilization. Move on to the chapter 4, which are Apomia aquatica and Centella acetica in wastewater treatment. Move to the removal of ammoniacal nitrogen NH3 and total suspended solid TSS using Apomia aquatica and Centella acetica. The one-way ANOVA test using statistical package for the Social Science 23 IBM SPSS 23 was used to calculate the pollutants level. According to Nizam etc. all, 2020, Centella acetica reduced TSS concentration levels by 90%. Meanwhile, for Apomia aquatica, reduced TSS concentration level by 73% after 8 days of treatment. However, another studies by Hanafiah etc. all, 2020, Centella acetica reduced 87% of TSS concentration levels. Meanwhile, for Apomia aquatica, TSS level has successfully been reduced to 67% after 8 days of treatment. Because Apomia aquatica has tap roots, it taps the least amount of TSS when compared to Centella acetica. Centella acetica does not have fibrous roots, but successfully decreased TSS since it can be removed physically and biologically by filtration and sedimentation. For this slide, According to Nizam etc. al. 2020, Centella acetica reduced the NH3N from early reading from 10.2 mg per liter to 2.13 mg per liter. Meanwhile, for Apamea aquatica, had reduced NH3N from 10.2 mg per liter to 0.28 mg per liter after 8 days of treatment. Plants need nitrogen as their micronutrient for growth and were absorbed by plants through the root system. This shows that Apamea aquatica has high tolerance toward ammonia level in wild due to their capabilities to absorb a lot of ammonium ion and nitrogen. Move on to the removal of aluminium using Apomia aquatica and Centella acetica. On the left figure are the graph of the concentration of aluminium versus day with Centella acetica. Meanwhile, on the right graph are the concentration of aluminium versus day with Apomia aquatica. Centella acetica had successfully reduced the aluminium content in the sewage water from 0.3 mg per liter to 0.05 mg per liter after 10 days of phytoremediation treatment. Overall, the heavy metal concentration had been decreased by 83% only by using Centella acetica. Meanwhile, for Apomia aquatica, aluminum content was reduced from 0.3 mg per liter to 0.04 mg per liter. The heavy metal concentration had been decreased by 87% after 10 days of phytoremediation treatment. Apomia aquatica capacity to thrive in contamination site implies its potential for phytoremediation compared to Centella acetica. Move on to the removal of iron using Apomia aquatica and Centella acetica. On the left figure are the graph of the concentration of ferrum versus day with Centella acetica. Meanwhile, on the right graph are the concentration of ferrum versus day with Apomia aquatica. For ferrum content, the Centella acetica reduced from 1.09 mg per liter to 0.6 mg per liter. On the final day of phytoremediation treatment, the heavy metal content was reduced by 45%. Meanwhile, for Apomia aquatica, the reading of ferrum was recorded on the final day was 0.68 mg per liter. On the 10th day of the treatment, the heavy metal content was reduced by 38%. Move on to the next slide. The graph shows the amount of heavy metal accumulated by leaf. After 10 days of treatment, 4,202 mg per kg of aluminium with an average of 420 mg per kg and 821 mg per kg with an average of 82 mg per kg of ferrum were accumulated in leaf of Centella acetica. After 10 days of treatment, 1,577 mg per kg of aluminium with an average of 158 mg per kg and 821 mg per kg of ferrum with an average of 82 mg per kg were accumulated in leaf section of Apomia aquatica. Move on to the next slide. The graph shows the amount of heavy metal accumulated by stem. After 10 days of treatment, 4,588 mg per kg of aluminium with an average of 459 mg per kg and 948 mg per kg of ferrum were accumulated in stem of Centella acetica. After 10 days of treatment, 4,447 mg per kg of aluminium with an average of 448 mg per kg and 1,767 mg per kg with an average of 176 mg per kg were accumulated in stem section of Apomia aquatica. For this slide, the graph shows the amount of heavy metal accumulated by roots. After 10 days of treatment, 931 mg per kg of aluminium with an average of 93 mg per kg and negative 1950 mg per kg of ferrum with an average of negative 195 mg per kg were accumulated in root of Centella acetica. After 10 days of treatment, 4,524 mg per kg of aluminium and 5,084 mg per kg of ferrum were accumulated in root section of Apomia aquatica. Move on to the conclusion. Both Centella acetica and Apomia aquatica are hyperaccumulator plants. Both are effective in removing the heavy metals in water. The objective of this study have been achieved, which are to discuss the application of phytoremediation, to summarize the use of both plants, and to evaluate the effectiveness of both plants are achieved. For the recommendation, more studies need to be conducted to know more about the effectiveness of this plant on removing more heavy metals. Both plants are great in removing the heavy metal as both are phytoremediation plants. Next, more detailed studies on other hyperaccumulator plants are required as an alternative ways to treat the pollution in order to save our environment. Here are the cited references. Last slide are also about the references. That's all from me. Thank you.